بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Glimpses of Arabic rhetoric, the literal and the metaphorical. لمسات بيانية. ثانيا الحقيقة والمجاز. Lamasat is plural of lamsah. Lamsatun means to touch. We're doing touches, rhetorical touches, bayaniya, rhetorical touches, focusing on al-haqiqa, which is literal, and al-majaz, which is metaphorical. While all languages have the concept of the literal and metaphorical, Arabic provides us with 40 different types of metaphorical techniques or devices, which are all listed under the chapter of Al-Majaz, more than any other language. Here's just a quick sample. It's just the tip of the iceberg. And like I said before, in the level 4 of Quranic Linguistics series, we get into all 40. The 40 that are the ones that I have been able to find after studying this language for a long time. I'm sure there might be even more out there that I'm not aware of, because remember what Al-Imam al-Shafi'i said, لا يحيط باللغة إلا نبي. Only a prophet of God can truly know everything about a language. So it's a journey. In the future, if I find more, I'll add more, inshallah, in my textbook. All right. So let's look at a very simple example of send a set of examples where we looked at al-haqiqa, and this should be my, I'm sorry. For example, if I say as-sama'u, again, these are very simple examples because this course does not have the prerequisite of balagha. The basic prerequisite for this course is Easy Quranic Arabic series, and it's recommended that you study level 1 and level 2 of Quranic Linguistics series, which focus on sarf and nahu respectively. As-sama'u fawqa al-ard. The sky is above the earth. Fawqa is dharf, container of place, fawqa. So that's literally true, right? The sky is above the earth. That's literally true, physically true. But if you look at this statement here on the left, هذا العالم, this scholar, فوق ذاك, is over that one. This scholar is over that one. Does that mean he's physically standing on top of his head? No. This is literal, this is metaphorical. This is not literal. And this is something very simple that you see in all languages, right? Jalastu tahta shajara. I sat under the tree. Is this literally true? Yeah, I'm physically under. You've got the tahta here. Tahta means under, and that's the dharf makan, or container of place. However, if you look at this statement, al-jannatu tahta aqdamil ummahat. Paradise, or al-jannah, is under the feet of the mothers. Paradise is under the feet of the mothers. This is a statement that I found mentioned sometimes in different books. I don't know. I don't believe it's a hadith. Allahu alam, I could be mistaken, but it's a statement of wisdom that you may find mentioned by some ulama in books. So this is physically true. This is not physically true. Paradise or Jannah is not under the feet of your mother. Don't go to your mom and say, "Hey, mom, my teacher today told me that you've got Jannah under your feet. Let me see your feet." You look at her feet, you will not find Jannah there, right? Under there. So, subhanAllah, children do not understand the difference between al-haqiqa and majaz. Little children, of course, I'm talking about, including myself. When I was a little child, I think I must have been maybe 5 years old when this happened. I heard this statement mentioned to me, and then I went to my mom, and she was sleeping on the bed, and she had the blanket over. So I pulled the blanket from her feet to see if there's a Jannah there. Because I didn't know metaphorical. Children don't know what is metaphorical, right? And I didn't see anything there, obviously. But then I said, no, no, no. There must be a Jannah there because my teacher was not lying. I believe my teacher was telling me the truth. There must be a Jannah there. There must be a Jannah there. I kept looking and I kept looking and I kept looking until I started imagining, I started seeing a Jannah, image of a Jannah in from the bottom of her foot. I literally imagined it. And I don't know if it was my own imagination or that was like a little, thing that Allah gave me that. I don't know. But subhanAllah, I started seeing because I believed so strongly. If you believe, imagine the power of belief. SubhanAllah, I will never forget that. And I always quote, I always talk about that when I bring up these examples. So, جلست تحت الشجرة حقيقة, it's true literally. الجنة تحت أقدام الأمهات, that's metaphorically true. The focus word, the word that we are focusing on is the container of place. Tahta here is literal. Tahta here is metaphorical. And finally, mashaytu ma'a Zaydin. I walked with Zayd. So I'm walking side by side with Zayd. Physically, haqiqatan, this is true. So the point of interest, the focus word is ma'a, which means with. And this is physically true. Walking side by side with my friend Zayd. But here, if you look at this verse in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الله مع الصابرين. Surely Allah, this again is tawqid, Allah is with as-sabirin, with the ones who are patient. Does that mean Allah is physically? No. Astaghfirullah, a'udhu billah, hasha lillah. It's impossible. Allah is not a physical, like everything else is physical objects. So we cannot take this verse literally. It's metaphorically true, meaning that Allah's mercy, His help, His guidance is with the people who are as-sabirin, the ones who are patient. So a couple more examples from the Quran that have to do with aqidah as well. See, if you want to understand the Quran correctly, you have to recognize that there's majaz in the Quran. In fact, I would be surprised to see a page of the Quran without majaz. I believe almost every page of the Quran, if not all of the pages of the Quran, have some metaphorical language in it, in them. And unfortunately, there is a group of people among the Muslims who deny. They say, no, there's no majaz in the Quran. It's all haqiqah. Take it literally. You don't know what you're talking about. But when you quote verses to them, they'll realize that there is majaz. But if they're arrogant, they'll say, no, no, it means this, that, and the other thing, and blah, blah, blah. The truth is, there is majaz in the Quran. It's clear as daylight. All the ulama, all the mufassirun accept it and mention it. So don't fall for those people who say there's no majaz because that's an extreme position and it leads to misinterpreting the Quran and it can lead to extremism and it can even lead to kufr, blasphemy. So it's very dangerous. That's why I like to talk about these things early on. And in the Easy Quranic Arabic series, you will see sprinkling of haqiqah and sprinkling of majaz in in some of the lessons. Inshallah, you'll see. For those of you who've already studied, you know what I'm talking about because these examples were taken straight from that book 2 of Easy Quranic Arabic series. This is just the tip. Oh, I forgot to talk about it. قال Ibrahim alayhi salam said, قال إني ذاهب إلى ربي سيهدين. Surely I am going to my Rabb. He will guide me. Going to my Rabb? How can you go to my Rabb? It has an interpretation. It means he was going to migrate to another land. So he's using it metaphorically, going to, not physically, literally going to your Rabb, because that's impossible. فَوَجَدَا فِيهَا جِدَارًا يُرِيدُ أَن يَنْقَضْ. So Musa and his companion Khidr were traveling, and it's a long story in Surah Al-Kahf that you may be familiar with, and they found in that place jidaran, a wall. Jidar is wall, and wall is a dead object. It's not a human being. It's not an animal. It says here yuridu, as if the wall wants to fall and collapse. Jidaran yuridu an yanqad. How can a jidar have the desire to collapse? So this is metaphorical language, figure of speech, and you can look it up. You can look at the translations. What it means is that the jidar, the wall, was almost about to collapse and fall. So we cannot take everything in the Quran literally because there's a lot of majaz in the Quran. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There are 40 ways to do it. All of them are detailed in the Quranic Linguistics Level 4 Quranic Eloquence book. Here's an Islamic Theology in 5 minutes video that I encourage you to watch. It's in my YouTube channel, in the Quranic Linguistics YouTube channel, in the playlist called Islamic Theology in 5 minutes. And it's video number, is it three? Is it third or fourth video in that series? I encourage you to watch it. In fact, one of the required prerequisites for this course is that you have completed watching the Islamic Theology in 5 minutes video series. So here's the link. Please do watch it as a refresher, as a reminder about metaphorical versus literal. This is so important that it applies to our theology. That's how important it is. And that's it. In the next lesson, we'll look at the last lamsa bayaniya, which has to do with syntax inversion. والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه